Okay, team and technical agility. That's another core competency of SAFe. So let's talk a little bit about teams. So what are teams? Are the basic building blocks within any organization. We cannot do anything without teams. So that's why they are one of the core competencies within SAFe, team and technical agility. And as you can see, each competency within SAFe has got 3 dimensions. And within the team and technical agility competency, the dimensions are the agile teams, built-in quality, and teams of agile teams, which we organize around value delivery, and we call it agile release train. So agile teams, what are agile teams? Are cross-functional units that are small, less than 10 people, that work together, and they got the skills that they need in order to deliver solutions that meet customer needs. Now, most of the time within organizations, one team is not enough. So we need to have a number of teams that are collaborating and coordinating and working synchronized to deliver value to the customer. So that's the team of teams, if you like, dimension within team and technical agility. In other words, have we got our teams aligned with the customer need? And how do we get that alignment? Through our value stream and agile release train identification workshop, which ensures that the teams understand what the customer journey is, what are the operational and the development value streams, how are we organized ourselves in order to make sure that the customer journey is as frictionless as possible. The way we work has got minimal or no handoffs and delays, and eliminate the dependencies as far as possible. And then we can see that we are, if you like, working as effective as possible. And of course, we will always be looking at ways of sort of where are the delays, where are the handoffs, and then we will continually be acting on those and improving that system of work. And built-in quality, as Deming says, you cannot inspect quality into a product. You got to start with the quality built in. So if I build something and you inspect it later on and say, well, these are the problems with it, then the cost of rework is too much and it's really too late. So how do we build quality in? We build quality in by ensuring that, for example, pair working. So instead of working as an individual, we pair with somebody else and somebody else. So we get multiple eyes on the solution that we're building. We grow the design guided by the pairing. And then if we're working with a software enabled solutions, then we're looking at practices like test-driven development and behavior-driven development, which fundamentally what they are is that we are writing to behavior-driven development. We're writing the intent in the language that the if you like, the customer and our business colleagues can understand. So English, if that's what you're using, and you understand what it is that we're trying to do for the customer. What's the problem we're trying to solve? What are the scenarios, the use cases, if you like? What are the scenarios that the customer will interact with that solution? And what happens, when through those scenarios? If you want to take money out of an ATM, you put your card in. Listen, that's the case these days. But, what happens if you don't have sufficient funds? You need to know that. What happens if you have sufficient funds? You do that. So you look at, if you like, the use cases, you look at the key examples, and then we write those in English, and that allows us to validate our understanding without writing any code yet. So we understand that we are all on the same page, we understand the intent, and then we can then go and develop the code underneath that to make it work. So those are the kind of practices that we could put in. Same kind of practices we can also put in for governance. If we're inspecting for governance later, that is too late. So we want to build governance in. So our colleagues who work on risk and governance, we bring them in within the team so they can guide the team. So we know what are the artifacts, what are the evidence that we need to have in order to satisfy the risk and governance appetite of our organization. And we build them as we go. So it's part of the solution from the start, not something we think about later. So that's team and technical agility at a high level. And then I better talk about the Agile release train, which is teams are, we talked about Agile teams. Teams are a group of people that are cross-functional. They got all the skills that they need in order to meet the customer needs, deliver solutions, working solutions that meet the customer need. And an Agile release train is teams of Agile teams that are also cross-functional. They have all the skills and the people within them to meet the customer needs by coordinating and working cohesively and meet the needs of the customer.